Testing 1, 2.
Good morning, church.
Morning.
Say double portion.
Double portion.
Double portion.
Double portion.
You know, when we plan, we never know what is God's purpose. Many are the plans
Oh yeah.
in a man's heart,
Let him have his way.
but it is God's purpose that
That shall
prevails.
prevail. That's right. Glory to God.
In the praise and worship this morning,
Jesus.
the song, I'm expecting
Yeah,
great things.
Better.
I'm expecting great things.
Sing, sing.
The Bible tells us, blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
My God.
who standeth not
Lives.
in the way of sinners, who sitteth not
Seat.
in the seat of the scornful.
Yes, sir.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in the law of the Lord doth he meditate day and night.
Yes, sir.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of waters,
My God.
that bringeth forth
Fruit
fruit
in the season.
in his season,
Yes, sir.
and his leaves shall not
No bitterness.
wither. I'm moving from the book of Jeremiah
Uh-huh.
to the book of Nehemiah.
Uh-huh. Jesus.
About 26, 27 years ago,
Uh-huh.
the late great Dr. Miles Monroe called me and asked me, what are you doing for breakfast this morning? And he said, bake a Johnny cake. I'm doing a stew fish.
I tell
And
you.
come to me.
I didn't know.
And I went down to his home along with one of my friends, Paul Clare. And I baked that Johnny cake. And I discovered in the process of baking it, Dr. Miles Monroe always preached that I made the best Johnny cake in the world. But he wanted to see me make that Johnny cake.
Uh-huh. He didn't
And
say
I was mixing that Johnny cake, and he would come by and he'd say, man, you actually making this Johnny cake? And he said to me, what do you want to do in life? What do you want to be in life? Are you what you want to be? Because God have a purpose
Yes.
for your life.
Yes.
And whatever you've gone through up to this point in time is preparing you for your purpose.
That's right. That's right.
And when I thought about it, I thought about how I started off when I left high school. They were seeking persons who had O levels in maths, physics, and English. I had maths, physics, and English at GCE. Some of you are too young to remember that. So I wanted to be an architect. So I had submitted my application to town planning, and the meteorological department, they were looking for persons with maths, physics, and English so that they can get a scholarship to go and get some training in meteorology.
Uh-huh.
So I submitted both applications to those places, and I discovered town planning and the Met Office called. The Met Office was paying $5 more per week than town planning.
What?
And so I took the Met Office job.
Yeah.
In those days, it was $75 a week and $80 a week.
You're right.
And I'm talking about a person with the qualifications.
Yes, you're right.
So I took the job at the Met Office for $5 more a week. But as Dr. Miles Monroe said, that decision was a part of your purpose.
Yes.
And as a consequence, I learned to analyze weather systems. But when you get that scientific training in analyzing weather systems, you also receive the basic elements and foundational training for the objective analysis of any type of system. So I took that training. And Dr. Myers Monroe, and I explained to him that I wanted to be an architect. And he said, I was a meteorologist, and now you're out of meteorology. But that's a part of your purpose. Because an architect does not just design buildings and put things in place for the structures of buildings. An architect also builds communities, societies, and nations. And so you are still on your path. And I was, at that time, had just gotten involved in politics. The Progressive Liberal Party had invited me to become a candidate for the inaugural McWarner constituency. And I went to Dr. Myers Monroe again to discuss this, because he was my spiritual father. And he said, that ship is going to sink. The SSPLP in 1992, that ship is going to sink. But you need to get on that ship. I say, Pastor, you telling me to jump on a sinking ship? He said, yes, because that's a part of your purpose.
Wow.
You need to learn what not to do in politics, in building a nation. So you need to jump on that ship now, because you got to learn exactly what not to do. And I thought that was amazing. My pastor is telling me to jump on a sinking ship. And it did sink in 92. And when in 1994, after all of us lost in 92, in 1994, something moved in me again for me to move away and to go almost in a political wilderness. And I did that. I left the PLP and I went into third party politics, which basically is considered the political wilderness in especially most third world countries. I did that. And Dr. Myers suggested to me that perhaps you should do a survey. Do a survey of the high schools and see if you could penetrate the next generation of voters. And I did that survey. And that survey revealed a number of things to me. Basically, that's the essence of my message. I'm going to go real quick through it. Amazingly, I had just been ordained in 1989 by Dr. Monroe. And I decided, let me examine the scriptures to try and determine what foundation I should build my initiative on. And the Lord took me to the book of Nehemiah. And I actually did a survey, and I called it the Nehemiah Initiative. I still have copies of it on my computer. And I went to the government school system, and I did grade 11 and 12. And we discovered in that survey that only 2 streams out of the 5 streams in the government school system, and I'm talking about across the board, were able to read the questionnaire. In other words, 3 streams, some of the schools have 5 streams in each grade 11 and 12. 3 streams could not read the questionnaire, which meant that was 60% of the graduating class in the government school system couldn't read and write. The second thing we discovered was that out of the 2 streams that were able to read the questionnaire, 1 stream you had to sit with them and walk them through the questionnaire, which suggests to me then that a percentage of that stream had difficulty reading and writing. And I said, Lord, what sort of burden is this
Yeah.
I'm putting on myself? And as I read through the book of Nehemiah, in Nehemiah 2, it said, you need to arise and build.
Wow.
You know, some of us, many of us, would love perfection in our lives. How many of you would like to have all the money you need?
I got it on the way.
That makes all of us.
I have
Oh,
it on the way.
how many of us would like to have the best of health,
Thank God.
the best of relationships,
Yes.
the best of everything?
Yes. Perfecting.
Now, none of us have the perfect life. And no society is the perfect society or nation. No utopia exists. Which means that all of us should be in the building process. All of us should be in the building process. Every day of our life, we should be trying to go from strength to strength. If you have a vision or a dream, and you want to, for example, advance a business, every day you should be trying to find a new customer.
Yeah.
Every day. You got 365 days in a year. If you do that every day, it's possible that you could gain
Growth.
365 customers in a year.
Yeah.
But if you sit down and hope and do nothing,
Slow down the process.
or mind other people's business. I tell people when I go campaigning all the time, the moment I start walking, people come to me with other people's business. They talk, Moultrie, this one, the next one. I say, look
How
here,
you get mixed up in that?
you need to mind your own business.
Yes.
If you mind your own business, you will have a business.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
The reason why that man is growing or that woman is growing in her business is because they are minding their own business. Don't worry about other people's business. Now, this key is a key for a vehicle.
Uh-huh.
You can have all the knowledge and all the belief and all the faith that this key can start your vehicle. Open the doors. Open the back trunk. Turn on the lights, whatever. Some of these keys can even start the car and put on the air conditioning, so by the time you get in the car,
Everything.
the car is cool
Everything.
with modern
They
technology.
talking all sing.
But
Stop, stop.
no matter how much faith you have in this key,
I see.
if you don't put some weights to this key, nothing is going to happen. And that is what our life lesson in Nehemiah teaches us. Faith without works is dead.
No action.
Now, if you, I'm going to try and move as quickly as possible. If you want to move anywhere in life, the first thing you have to do, which is clear in the book of Nehemiah chapter 2, is you have to be bold.
Better be.
You have to be bold. You have to take bold initiatives. Don't worry about the naysayers. Some people are going to tell you you can't fail. Some in your own family wants to see you fail. But you've got to take initiative. And you have to be bold.
That's right.
Nehemiah went to the king and told the king, look, the city of Jerusalem is in ruins. We need to build the walls. Now, Nehemiah was the cupbearer, the wine taster. You know, wine taster was one of the most dangerous jobs for the king. Because if someone will poison the king, he have to taste that wine first. And if he drops dead, the king knows he shouldn't drink. So, you have to be bold.
Yes.
Then, in Nehemiah